Well, today we're going to do an unboxing of Napoleon's Last Battles. This is from Decision Games. It's originally designed by Kevin Zucker, which I believe this is the precursor to the Library of Napoleonic Battles that's done by the Operational Studies Group, which is run by Kevin Zucker. The original game of this was published by SPI, I believe like in 75, 76 time frame. There's been several republishings of it. This is, I think, the latest edition, which is, I think around 2015 is when this came out. Let's take a look at the back of the box here. Napoleon has escaped exile on Elba to retake the French throne in early 1815, but is surrounded by the armies of the Seventh Coalition, determined to remove him again. Napoleon's only chance is a preemptive strike to disrupt the coalition's plan and perhaps to cause it to fall apart. Belgium has the closest targets, the armies of his two most steadfast opponents, Britain and Prussia. The French concentration, secret and swift, catches the coalition armies off guard. For days, the armies maneuver and clash, with the fate of Europe in the balance. This game is a reprint and update of the classic SPI game. The map covers the entire campaign area, features the towns, roads, rivers, woods, chateaux, and ridges that affected the fighting. The colorful units in the game include infantry, cavalry, and artillery brigades, plus key leaders. The original game scenarios are intact, covering the entire campaign or using just a portion of the map, and counters set to cover each of the four principal battles fought historically: Ligny, Courtebras, Wavre, and Waterloo, or La Belle Alliance is what they call it. The one-day mini campaigns and Wave variant from DG's 1995 reprint also return. Over 90 extra units have been added to make the potential reinforcements available, to modify the original order of battle due to new research, or to give the players means to alter each army's countermix. Optional rules present variants for several of the standard rules. You get 400 die-cut counters, two 34 by 22 inch map, color rules booklet, color campaign analysis, one 6-sided dice, and storage bags. It's for 2 players, playing time 2 to 8 hours, a complexity medium, solitaire medium. Let's take a look inside the box and have at it. So, I think my first SPI introduction to Napoleon games and Waterloo was Napoleon at Waterloo, the introductory SPI game. I still have that. I might do something on that. So you got a Decision Games box, standard, not super thick, but not bad. We get a bag of bags and a die. We get Napoleon's Last Battle, 4th edition in color. You get combat results and terrain effects on the back here. This is 32 pages long with, wow, there's a lot of color charts here. So that's basically, looks like order of battle. Then you have your campaign setups back here. So the rules themselves, these are all, then you get notes. The rules themselves go to page 16. Then you have some notes, and then you have the scenarios starting on page 17 of the rules. It's dual column, a little bit small print, but not horrible. There's color examples, and there's also red marking for like notes or key rules maybe. So there you have the rules. And this, I believe, originally came out in one of the flats, the SPI flats, which came with 4 games, so it covered the 4 battles here. So here is a color analysis, Napoleon's Last Campaign, Belgium 1815. Kind of a nice little booklet here that kind of goes over the history of it. This looks like something that might have been in a strategy and tactics, or maybe one of their annuals or something. That's pretty nice. You've got colored maps. You've got a timeline there showing what happened and when, really covering the 4 battles. And then you have like an overview of France there. Okay, pretty cool. You get your counter sheets. Looks like we have 2 here. Take a look at some of these counters. They are a far cry from the original SPI, which were, I think, relatively basic for the day. And these look like there's some markers here. Imagine that's like out of command. You have here's some leaders here. And you have some of the other forces. And these are double-sided, of course. That's what some of the counters look like there. Let's take a look at the maps here. So there's 2 maps. This on the side here. Let's look at La Belle Alliance first. That was the town where Napoleon had his headquarters at Waterloo, and Wellington had his at Waterloo. And after the battle, that's where Blucher and Wellington met. And Blucher wanted to call it the Battle of La Belle Alliance, and Wellington wanted to call it Waterloo, where his headquarters was at. So there you have it. So there's the map. So here, you see some of the terrain and what have you here. Well, let's take a look at this one here. This is, I'm pronouncing it wrong, but this is more for Waterloo or La Belle Alliance and Wave, however you want to. I'm sure you guys will correct me and tell me what's the appropriate way to pronounce it. Then we have Quarter Bras and is that Ligne or Ligne? Pronounce that wrong. Sometimes I do it on purpose just to get Stigler after me. And then so here's you have these 2 battles. These were on the like first day, and then fed into the battles on the other map for the primary or final day. So there's what you have for your maps. A lot of open spaces, not a lot of terrain on these, but you got the roads and the towns are important. So that's what you have. Definitely looking at some of the older maps. Older maps were more of the color, and you know, SPI only had a certain amount of colors that they could print in. These have a little bit more texture to it as far as giving you the terrain and feel for it. So that is what you get in a box of Napoleon's Last Battles. So hopefully this was helpful. I've kind of got on a Napoleon kick. I've always been a fan of this or an enthusiast of this era and these kind of battles, but I didn't have as many complicated games. I had some of the more complicated strategy type games, or maybe some of the operational games, but never had the tactical, super complex tactical, and decided to get into the operational studies group games and the Labatt games and some of those, the Viva la Emperor type games. So I'm going to try those out, and I thought this would be a nice one to try out as well, because this was kind of the beginning of the I believe the operational of the Library of Napoleonic Battles from the Operational Studies group. So I wanted to see how this feels and get coverage of these battles. These are some of the more well-known battles of his at least for the last part of his career. So if you like this, please hit the like button. If you want to find out when more stuff's coming, please subscribe. Let's get a little closer here to get to see the battle box there. And hit the bell so you know when stuff's coming out. As always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And what do you think about this? What do you think about this system? What do you think about the other systems that are out there? How this was developed into the Library of Napoleonic Battles, or the Bad, or Viva la Emperor, or the other tactical games that are out there. Hexasim has one that I'm thinking about getting into, or at least looking at, but they're a little bit harder to get a hold of. What do you think about this system? Does this hold up after the years, or is this, been passed by, and there are better offerings in this space now? Get a discussion going. Always like to see what's going on with that. And thank you for watching.